Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a very special video. This is, this puzzle is by Jane Street, the brokerage firm, and we have combined with them, they are sponsoring us, and we thank them very much for sponsoring this video, but they've also put together the puzzle that we're going to attempt today, and we thank them very much for doing that as well. I said brokerage. Jane Street is a quantitative trading firm, and it uses techniques from machine learning and distributed systems and statistics and programmable hardware, and it trades on markets around the world. Now, you might be wondering, why does a company like Jane Street have an interest in sponsoring a puzzle channel like this? And it is literally because the people who work there are obsessed with solving complex problems and puzzles every day, both in their work life and outside it. Now, if that sounds interesting, they are currently accepting applications for their 2026 internship program in 3 of their exciting office locations, New York, London, and Hong Kong. And they do offer opportunities in a variety of disciplines like, I have to read my list here, quantitative trading, machine learning, software engineering, research, strategy and product, institutional sales and trading, and more across the locations. Now, during your internship, you would contribute to meaningful projects whilst learning from talented colleagues who come from very diverse academic and professional backgrounds. So the people who work there, as we said, they're genuinely passionate about the problems and the technical challenges they tackle every day, and they're definitely eager to teach you what they know. During the downtime there, you'll be able to enjoy the office amenities, attend various speaker sessions and social events, and discover everything that the host city had to offer. So it's well worth it. We have been to a Jane Street location. It's brilliant. Along with competitive compensation, and do look up the articles about Jane Street internship compensation, because it is more than competitive in my opinion. Jane Street will also handle all the travel arrangements and provide housing for the entire internship duration. And they do welcome applicants from all around the world. I think they've got applicants from 24 different countries, over 100 schools and universities, so check it out. Most importantly, you do not need a finance background. They will teach you that stuff. Many people at Jane Street started exactly where you are now. So if you're intellectually curious and you enjoy collaborative problem solving, want to get paid for it, especially around cutting edge machine learning applications, this could be a great fit. So there's a link in the description field to look at the internship opportunities, and we recommend it. There's also a link in the description field to play the puzzle, which is here on my screen and is very empty. I'm going to read the rules, and I'm going to attempt the puzzle, I think, and we'll see what happens. So it's called Farm to Market, all about produce therefore. The puzzle contains 3 5x5 farms divided into fields as shown. So the fields all seem to be 1x1 or 1x2 units. On each farm, place the digits 1 to 5 once in every row and column, such that no two fields on that single farm contain exactly the same digits. So the digits there will be different from the digits there. And then we have to draw fences. I'm going to need the pen tool for that. Draw fences. Oh, why did that change the resolution? That was rather a surprise. Just loading up the pen tool. Oh, I get it back. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. We have to draw fences to partition the farm. That must be for each. Yes, this is still on each farm. We have to draw fences to partition the farm into orthogonally connected groups of fields that have the same sum. All fields with the same sum must be connected as part of the same group. There's more, because we've got tractors between the fields, or between the farms. Fields on different farms connected by roads have exactly the same digits, so those will be the same 2 digits as those 2. Wow, well, okay, 1 to 5 I don't know how difficult this is going to be. You can judge from the video length. I haven't got a clue. Let's get cracking. Okay, it looks like on the top farm there are 5 single cell fields. So as I understand the rules, they must one of those is a 1, one is a 2, one is a 3, one is a 4, one is a 5. Yeah, okay, it looks like there are 5 such fields in the dark green and in the light green farm as well. Okay, now that's going to mean, because I can deduct 5 from 25, which is the size of the farms, I know that there are 22 cell fields, therefore there are 10, or there are 20 cells in 2 cell fields, therefore there are 10 of each. Are there 10 possible organizations? I thought there would be more of the 5 digits. No, there are 10, aren't there? They are 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 4, 5. So on each farm, every possible pairing of digits and every possible single digit is represented. And then we have to put them together such that on each farm we can fence off or partition together the groups that have the same sum. So the 3 single cell field must be touching the field with 1 and 2 in it. I'm going to need an aide-memoire of the 2 cell fields. So let's write them down. They're 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. It's very nice of Jane Street to have got this grid with extra cells in it, effectively. Well, let's put down the 2 3s over this side. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 4, 5. Those are the double cell fields. Actually, why not put down the single cell fields? I have no idea yet, by the way, how we're going to attempt to start this. It looks utterly impregnable to me. And it mustn't be, because it's a puzzle that's been given to us to solve. What on earth are we going to do? There are so many connections and so few fences provided. These are single cell fields connected. That's a double cell field. That's useless. It's useless to me. I don't know what to do with that. Oh goodness, let me think about this. Oh, okay. This field doesn't touch a 2 cell field. Right, that's something. This is only touching 1 cell fields. This cannot be the 3, the 4, or the 5 single cell, because you couldn't fence it in this light green farm with... Oh, I see. I'm gonna need to put the totals in, aren't I? I've only just thought of this, sorry. 4, 5, 6, 9. I should have grouped them differently, shouldn't I? That's 7, that's 8. Right, so there are 1, 9, one field that adds up to 9, one that adds up to 8. They're not going to help. The 2 7s have to go next to each other. The 2 6s have to go next to each other. There are 3 5s. A 5, a 1 4, and a 2 3. There are 2 4s and there are 2 3s. This can't be 1 or 2. No, hang on, it's the other way around. It must be 1 or 2 because it can't touch a double cell field in its box. Oh, this one can't be as right. Now, we know because of the connection with the road that these are now a 1-2 pair in this greige farm at the top. I don't know what colour it is really. The other digits, look at that. The other single digit fields are 3, 4, and 5. And now by the rules of having different digits in each column, that is a 1-2 pair and is touching the 3 field, either the 3 single cell field, either there or there. So this one can't be the 3 field. Oh, this one can't be the 4 or the 5 field. Because the first field, I mean, it will be touching this field. So that's the 3. There's a digit in the grid. Hurrah. And I can fence off a little area. In fact, I can fence off more than a little area, I think. I can fence off this area as being the area in the Greige farm where the 3 fields live. I can fence off this area and this area because those 1 and 2s can't touch any other fields. I could do the same down here as well. And I could split off those two because one is a 4 and 1 is a 5, and they're not touching each other. They're not in the same. What were we partitioning them into? Just groups of fields. There wasn't an agricultural term for a harvest of fields or something. Now that's nice. That's a start. That's a real beginning. How the heck does one continue? Right, one of these is a 4 and is going to connect to a 1-3 field, there or there. So one of these is the 1-3 field. That doesn't eliminate much. The other one is a 5 and is going to connect to either a 2-3 or a 1-4 field. But they can sit, well, okay, I mean, I can draw a line there as well because one of these is adding up to 4 and the other is adding up to 5. But that, okay, can this be the 5? Because that would be, let's say that was 1, 4, or no, the other digits would be 2 and 3. That could easily be the 5. Actually, no, it's better than that. This can't be the 4. Oh, yes, it can. Yes, it can. 4, 1, 3, 2, 5. No, it can't. If this was the 4, this would be 1, 3. The remaining digits would be 2, 5. That would be a field adding up to 7. There's a second field adding up to 7. And that would put 3, 4 here, opposite a 5 here. And the remaining digits in the row would be 1 and 2, but we've already had the 1, 2 field. So that is not able, is this right? Is that not able to be the 4 field? Let's just check the logic on that again. If this was 1, 3, those would be 2, 5. They'd have to connect to 3, 4. And that would be 5, and we'd be left with 2 and 1. So that is the 5 field. And that has to connect to 2 fields. So let's fence them. Oh, actually, it's completely obvious in a different way. This would have been a different way of getting that. No, it wouldn't quite have worked. What I do understand is that if that's a 5, this field has to add up to 5, and it contains the 2 of the digits under 5 that do add up to 5, and that's going to leave for the row the other 2 digits under 5, and they must add up to 5 as well. So as soon as you write a 5 here, that's either 1, 4 or 2, 3, and that's the other one, and they must connect together. But that could have happened in this row if it wasn't for the problem with 4s. Anyway, that is now the 4. We haven't found all the small fields in this Greige farm, but we found some of them. That is now the 1, 3 pair to join to the 4. And we can sequester those off, fence them off. These digits are 2 and 5. And that field has to connect to another 7 field, which is a 3, 4 field. We've got a fence stopping it connecting to this one. We've got a fence because we know that's a 5 field up there. This is the 3, 4 field, and we can fence these off as well. And now, in this Greige farm, we've found that one and that one, and the 1, 3, and we found all the single ones. I mean, there's still a lot of fields left to find, but these two at the top are going to be the 1, 4 and the 2, 3 that add up to 5. I am tempted to completely reorganize my aide memoir, but I'm not doing it at this stage. Oh, we found the 1, 2 field. We've done that. Why haven't I marked that? Don't know. So we've got these 4 to find in this area. I mean, that's going to be hard still. Let's use this 3, 4 pair. And that digit can't be a 5. So that is 1 or 2. This field adds up to 5, so that digit's 3 or 4. We've still got one connection to make between, I can't highlight the right ones, between a 1, 5 field and a 2, 4 field, somewhere here. That pair of digits is 5 and 4. That's been available for ages and I've only just seen it. Right, these are not the 2 fields that we need to connect up, the 2, 6 fields, because if they were, these digits would be 2 and 1, and that would break this cell. That's very clever, by the way. That's a very clever setup in the farms. So these are not the 2 fields, so we could fence them off from each other. And now the connection is either here to here, here to here, or here to here. The 6 connection. Oh, there is a 5 in one of these 2 cells. That's just Sudoku. So, if this is a connecting field, this is a 5, 1 field. Then we get quite a lot of information. We get 2, 3, 4, 1, 3. But that 5, 1 field could still connect to a 2, 4 there. And a 2, 4 here. Okay, maybe we can rule out this as the... Oh, let's look at what digits we've got. We've only got 1, 2 left to come. Where are 2s in the puzzle then? I don't know. Oh, look, that's a 1, 2 pair in the final column. Yes, there is only one place for 5 in the final column. So that digit, okay, that field is organized. Now, none of these cells can have a 2 in. If this was the connected bit of farm, there is a 2 in it, it would have to be here. This would be 4 and a 1, 5 pair, and that would be 3. That works. Oh, gosh, bear with me. Goodness me, I don't know what's going on here. I've got more done than I thought I was going to at the beginning somehow, in a way. How are we ever going to resolve these two, though? Well, oh, maybe we need to do work in these farms to do that. I want to stick with this one because we got this one going. What would a farmer in a tractor do? He'd stay on the farm he was on until it was finished. Let's copy him for a bit. I mean, we're sort of close. We need another 2 in this area. Well, if that's a 2, that's a 2, and there's a 2 here. If that's a 2, then we're going to get a 2 up here and a 2 just randomly somewhere here. That's not so helpful. One of these digits is a 1 because nothing else can be in this column. And that 1 must go with a 5 because the 4 remaining fields we've got, these 4 fields are these 4 white fields over here. So the 1 here goes with a 5. Either there or there is a 5. Well, that's incredibly useful because that stops this digit being a 5. Isn't that right? If the 1 that we have in this group has to go with a 5, the 5 is, well, that 5 is either there or there, and this digit can't be a 5. That is right. That's lovely. That's a 4. That's a 5. Now, the 5s that we have left, oh, this could be 1, 4, or 3. That's got 3 5s to put in. Maybe that was the point. There's another 5 in this pair. There's 2 5s in this section. Now, we're connecting a 5, 1 field and a 2, 4 field. So if that's the 1, given where the 1 is in one of those cells, there's no 1 in this section, and this is not the connected, because there's a connected pair of remaining fields, because there wouldn't be a 1 in them. Yes, this is right. We only have one more 1 to put in, and we know that this column needs that 1. So I'm going to draw another little bit of fence, segregating that field off. Now, this must be one of the joining fields. It's either that pair or that pair. So this pair is either 1, 5 or 2, 4. It adds up to 6. That digit is either 1 or 4. This one is either 2 or 5. Now, one way round, it goes 5, 1, 4, 2. The other way round, I don't know. If this is 1, 2, 4, 5, I don't know, but I'm getting closer to knowing, I feel. Still, there is the chance that we're going to have to work in the other fields first, but I got further than I was expecting focusing on this field, so I'm keen to keep doing that. Now, the 4 is either 4, 5 or 4, 2, but it's not in the joining up segment. So it's not 4, 2. This is 4, 5, and now we can place the 5s. Now this digit becomes a 2. This is in a field that adds up to 6, so that's a 4. Now we're going to finish this farm. That has been a very confusing bit of farming, or whatever we were doing. But I think we're nearly finished now. That's a 3 at the top. So that's a 3, 2 field. This is a 1, 4 field. That fixes 1, 3. And we did manage to fix this whole farm. And that bit is done. Good Lord. And we can run the tractors down and put a 1 and a 2 there. And I'm sure that's going to give us fabulous starts on dark green and light green. Right, I'm going to get rid of the yellow colouring because that did its super job. And we're going to tackle one of these other farms. So this one, I don't know, this digit. Well, the trouble is, it could be the 1 that doesn't have to touch a field. If it was the 3, this would be the 2, 1 field because it couldn't be here. Or do we start over here? I don't know. That field, right, let's have a look at this. If this was a 3, that would be the 1, 2 pair. This would be a 5, 4 field, which would also put a 5, 4 field on the other farm. Also, if this was a 4, that would be a 1, 3 pair. This would be a 2, 5 field. This would be a 2, 5 field. If that was a 5, now we learn our lesson from up here. If that was a 5, this pair would add up to 5, and this pair would add up to 5, and they would all be joined. So, this might be a 2, unfortunately, in which case we don't know anything about these fields. But if it's not, we know that these either add up to 9, 7, or 5. An odd number. I don't know what use that is. Okay, let's look at this cell. If this is a 3, that would be a 1-2 pair. That would be a 4-5 pair. Okay, that wouldn't work because there would be a 1 in one of these cells. And that 1 would be in a field that added up to a number that had to join on to something else. Whether that number be 4 joining onto a single field 4, a 5 joining onto 2 other fields, or a 6, 1, 5, which would have to join onto a 2, 4. And I don't think if we were to put a 3 here, that would be 1, 2, and that would be 5, 4. And they would all have fences both above and below. The 3, 1, 2 would be one section. The 5, 4 would be its own section. And wherever the 1 was here couldn't join onto anything useful. So this is not a 3. I mean, this is the most minor of conclusions, but it might be a start. If this is a 4, it's not so easy because 1, 3 can go down there. And we join those up. And then I don't know what to do with these. I mean, I could take the view that there is a 3 in one of these fields, but it could go with it can't go with a 1. Okay, we can't have a 3, 1 field here because it can't join to the single cell 4 from those positions. So the 3 is either forming 3, 4, which would have to join to a 2, 5 below it, or it's 3, 5, which doesn't have to join to anything. But then you'd have a 1, 4 field in the other field. Yes, okay, we have to think about what the other fields would be. You'd have a 1, 4 field in the other field, which would join to a 2, 3 below it, and then would have to join on to a single 5 somewhere. I don't know. So you can't have a 3, 1 in this group. I'm clinging on to this like a drowning man on a life raft because I've got no other information really. You can't have a 3, 1 in this pairing. So you either have a 3, 4 sitting above a 2, 5. Now what would that do? 3, 4 and 2, 5. The other cell would be a 1, 5. Ah. But the 3, 4 would sit above a 2, 5, and the 1, 5 would have to sit above a 2, 4, and that would be a clash of 4s. Oh my goodness. Right. That worked, and I can't even work out which way. We can't have a 3, 1 here in these fields. I think I've just worked out we can't have a 3, 4 because that would be sitting above a 2, 5. And the other field would be a 1, 5 sitting above a 2, 4, and that would cause a clash of 2s. That is right. So we can't have a 3, 1 or a 3, 4. So somewhere here we've got a 3, 5 field at the top of this and a 1, 4 field. Must be. And the 1, 4 field is going to connect to a 2, 3 field below it. And that 2, 3 field is then going to connect to a single 5 in one of these cells. So one of these in row 2 is going to be a 2, 3 field. Let's just sort of mark that somehow. Now I don't know where the 5 is going to go, but that's quite interesting. We've got a 3, 5 up here, which is fully fenced off, and a 1, 4 connecting to a 2, 3 in one of these. And the 2, 3 connects to a 5. So if that happened here with the 1, 4 there, yeah, no, hang on, what? I've got a 3, 5, no, one of these is the 1, 4, sitting above a 2, 3. Right, it can't be 1, 4 sitting there, with 2, 3 there and 5 here, because these digits would be 1 and 4, and that would be a clash of fields. So the 1, 4 is over here. This is 3, 5. That's fully fenced off. That is fully fenced off because there are no other 8 total fields. This one is 1, 4 connecting to 2, 3, and then one of these digits is a 5. That is now not a 5. And this is not going to add up to 1, 5 because it couldn't connect to the 2, 4 field. So this must be 4, 5 and is fully fenced off. And this digit has become a 1. Now, what is that pair? We've had 3, 5 and 4, 5 in this farm, in this dark green farm. And we're selecting from 3, 4, 5 in this column. So this must be a 3, 4 pair. And that's a 5 at the bottom. And the 3, 4 pair adds up to 7. Knowledge bomb. And it's got to connect with the only other field that adds up to 7, which is a 2, 5 field. And I was going to say that has to be here, and that would have been a disaster because that would have put 3 5s into 2 columns, which isn't allowed. But it's okay, this can connect down to here. So this is the 2, 5 field, and here's the 7 area of the farm. And now we could even write in a 2, 5 over this side because of the road and the tractor and the glory of this farm. This is so clever. This is so difficult in some ways as well. Right, let's get rid of the colours there. And let's colour up here. We've found the 1, 4 and the 3, 5 at the top. We've now found the 2, 3 and the 4, 5 in row 2. We've found the 3, 4 field and the 2, 5 field. And we've found in one cell fields, we found 2 and 1. We've got 3, 4 and 5 to find. 5 is over there somewhere to connect up here. So that digit is 3 or 4. And in this column, we need a 1 here. I like it when there's a tiny bit of Sudoku to do. Now that 1 is clearly fully... Oh no, it's not a single cell field. It's not fully fenced off. Right. This is either 3 connecting to 1, 2... or 4 connecting to 1, 3. That's not very helpful. That's a 3, 4 pair by Sudoku. That's quite interesting. 1, 2, 5. Literally filling in. Finally, I get to do some good lifting. Now, we've found the 7 section. We've found the 5 section. There's a 6 section somewhere, which has a 1, 5 field and a 2, 4 field connected to each other. Now, if this isn't in it, and it's not, because this digit can't be a 5, look at the pencil marking of 5. So this field does not add up to 6. So the 2 fields that add up to 6 and that are joined together are here. So this is one of them. And the other one is sitting next to it. This is either 1, 5 or 2, 4. And it must have the 5 on top and the 1 below. Well, two of these have the 5 on top and the 1 below, and the 2 on top and the 4 below. And the other field in this group of 3 has got a 3 below and a 1 above. So one of these is the 3, 1 field. So those 3 fields, I'm going to colour these differently, are the 1, 5, the 2, 4 and the 3, 1. And this field is the 1, 2 field because it's all that's left over. And that has to join to the 3 single cell, which is either there or there and not here. This digit is 4 or 5. Now, what about this column? I can rule out this. These fields down here are a 2, 4 field, a 1, 5 field, and a 1, 3 field. They're the green ones in my aid memoir. So this one is not the 2, 4 field. And now there's only one place for 4 in the column, and we might be able to do some Sudoku. 4 there, 5 there, 3, 5. Now this digit has become a 4. And this field has to connect to the 1, 3 field, and that's here. Bingo. Bingo, bingo. Right. Let's draw the fences. This 3 field has to connect to the 3 single cell. There it is. And we're left with this being the single cell 5, and we can fence that off. And I think this is all going to work now. So 5 there, 2, 3. Get rid of 1s there and 3s there. Now, we can order the 2, 5 there, and therefore the 1, 4 to make these fields both add up to 6. Get rid of the green. Get rid of all the colouring up here. And put in our 1 and 4, and we've finished the dark green farm. And now we've got this 2, 5 pair in the light green farm. We move on to our third farm, Caleb. That digit is 3 or 4 because it sees 1, 2, and 5. This is a 7 sum that has to sit next to a 3, 4 field that now, because of that, can't be here, because there must be a 1 in these cells. So that is the 3, 4 field. And we've already fenced off the 7 part in the final farm. It doesn't mean it's going to get easier. These digits are 2 and 5. One of them is a single cell jobby. There's a 1 here, either with 3 or with 4. Now, both will work. That's really annoying. If it's 1, 3, that's a 4, and this is the 4 area. But if it's 1, 4, it could join to the 5 single cell, or even a 2, 3 here. No, that would still be the 5. No, there's a problem. If that's a 1, 4, this is a single cell 3 failing to join to the 1, 2. Excellent. So this is the 1, 3 field, and that's the 4, and we can just separate off the 4 section now. Now, we've had a 4, so the other single cell fields are 2, 3, and 5. One of these two that I've got highlighted is the 3, and is going to have to connect with the 1, 2, which is barely limited at all in that case. Goodness me. Okay, this field... let's start ticking off the fields. We've done 1 and 4 this time. We've done a 1, 3 and a 3, 4. And we've done a 2, 5. So we've still got the fields grouped as 5s and the fields grouped as 6s to go, as well as the fields grouped as 3s. Okay, 2 is the least interesting number to put in these single cell fields. I was going to think about this field. We've had a 2, 5 field, so this is not, so this digit can't be 3, because that would make this a 2, 5 field repeat. So now that's a 2, 5 pair, and this is where the 3 is, and one of these 3 fields is the 1, 2 field. But also one of these 2 fields is a 5. Now, if that was a 5, this would be 3, 2, and that would join to it. If that was a 2, this would be 3, 5. In fact, this digit is the only place in the row where 3 can go. This is either a 3, 2 or a 3, 5 field. The 3, 2 has to join to a 5, and then to a 1, 4 in either that or that position. The 3, 5 doesn't join to anything. That 3 has made this a 4 and that a 3. Can I finish off 3s? No, I've got a 3 in one of those cells. So what is that 3 going with? We've had 3, 4 and 3, 1 and single 3. That is 3, 2 or 5. This 3 is going with 2 or 5. Right, I'm going to colour these 2s and 5s against each other now. Purple and green. That one is green because it's the other 1 cell field, and that is purple in the same column. And now, for instance, this digit can't be either colour of 2 or 5, and it can't be 3. So that is a 1 or a 4, which is quite interesting. So is this one actually. Well, no, this could be 3, but it can't be 2 or 5 because it sees both green and purple. Now, this wasn't quite as interesting as I was hoping. Whichever of these is a 3 is going with 2 or 5. So if that was a 3, this is purple. And then that would have to be the last purple in column 5. Oh, how does this work now? I'm getting so confused by this puzzle. We've still got to put 6s together, a 1, 5 and a 2, 4 somewhere. And they're going to use... Oh, there is... Oh, that was the green and purple. So this digit can't be green either, or purple. So that's 1, 3 or 4 as well. So one of these is 2 or 5. And now I'm thinking I need to really keep a track of where the 2s and 5 things goes. Because there is a green in this cage, and it doesn't go with 3 in this field, and it doesn't go with 3. I don't know what that means. It goes with 1 or 4, I suppose. Because it doesn't go with the other, it doesn't go with purple either. And it doesn't go with 3. So it goes with 1 or 4. That would be green with 1 or 4. And then there's got to be another green cell, and it seems to be here. Yeah, this is okay. Right, I'm just going to recapitulate this logic. That can't be purple or green because it sees them both. That can't be purple or green because it sees purple, and we've had a purple-green field here. So green in the box is in one of those two, and that's an X-wing on greens, and that cell becomes green and is 2 or 5. I could have done that by noticing a 1, 3, 4 triple, which I didn't. But never mind. Now, this digit is obviously... Well, it's not obvious, but it's not allowed to be purple because we've had purple and green. I think it's got to be a 1. It's not 4 or 3. It's not green, and it's not purple. So it's 1. This is 2 or 5 and is therefore the green, and this is not. And now we know this is... I don't know if this really helps, but it does some more colouring. Now, I've got 3 purples done. The remaining purples are in those cells. I've got all the greens placed, and I've got green going with 1, 3, purple, and this green must go with 4. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't even know what green and purple are, but I know how they work. That is fantastic. Now I've got purple going with green and on its own, and actually then I don't know. That's going to be one of 1, 3 or 4. Oh, there's loads I don't know there. But now maybe I can go back to thinking about the 5 groups and the 6 groups and the 7 groups. This is such a brilliant puzzle. There is a 1 in the bottom row and it goes here. That is not purple. 1 is not purple. So we've found the last bits of purple. Now, okay, 3 is going to join to the 1, 2, whether it's there or there. That's no use. What's this digit? It's a 4. Yeah, and there's only one place for 4 in row 3. Right. Can I not finish off the 1s? I can if I think about these fields. So what fields have we had? We've had very few certain ones since the 1, 3, the 2, 5 and the 4, 3. I'm going to colour those yellow again. Those were the ones I highlighted. Right, nothing else has been certain yet. But there must be some information. We've got, I don't know actually. Oh, I'm getting very confused. Anyway, let's work out which of these digits is a 1. If it was here, What does that mean? That means this is the 3, 4. Oh, we do need a 3, 4. No, we've had a 3, 4 field. There we go. So this is a 1, 4 field. It's that simple, right? Well, it's that simple to sort out 1 and 3. We've still got the 2s and 5s to resolve. We've now found the 1, 4 field. That's done. Oh, and have I marked off the 1, 3 field? Yes, I have. Okay, that's done. Now, I suppose these others are just going to fall out. There's going to be 1 in green, 1 in purple, 3 in green, 3 in purple, 4 in green, 4 in purple. So what I have to do is focus on what's joining to what in one orientation or the other. It's very clever. It's very clever, this. The 3 is fine. It's going to join to its 3 partner. The 4's been done. 5, that's one of the 5 fields. That has to join to a 3, 2 field, but it's going to, either there or there. 5 is all right. 6, if that's 1, 5, that's 4, 2. That would work perfectly well. But if that's 1, 5, it cannot join to 4, 2. So this is not a 5. The purple is a 2. The green is a 5, and I'm going to just get rid of all the colour. I'm going to do the fencing, get rid of all the colouring, and we're going to then finish. So there we go. And I'm then going to write in the last digit. That is my plan. So the 2 is fenced off. The 5 goes with a 1, 4 and a 2, 3 in that area. The 3, 5 is fenced off. The 2, 4 goes with a 1, 5 pair. And that leaves, I got that wrong, there we go, and that leaves the 3 and the 1, 2 pair together. And that is our fencing, our fields, our farms, and we've gone from farm to market. What a brilliant puzzle. That's really entertaining. Very clever stuff from Jane Street. And all we said about them at the beginning, do check them out, because what a great place to live and work. I mean, yeah, I wish I was younger in some ways. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.